Young Goofuth, even younger, barely 16 years old. He had been traveling the high forest for a few weeks now, making his way north without knowing why. Living off the forest had come easy to him, and even though he'd known that he was no match for most of the larger predators, he was skilled at evading them. Until now. The orcs had come in the night while he slept. He had rested in full gear, his bow at the ready, and he had managed to kill one of them before they were upon him. Before he could turn and flee, one of them had slashed him with his jagged dagger. He escaped them, disappearing into the underbrush until their shouts had faded. Catching his breath, he noticed that the shallow wound at his side was festering and throbbing. A vile poison had been on the blade. Shortly after, Goofuth passed out from pain and exhaustion. He woke up from the pain and found that he could barely move. He cleaned and dressed the wound as good as he could manage, but it kept festering. A day later, he was too weak to even gather mushrooms for food and build a fire for warmth. 2 days later, his water supplies had run out. He could gather some morning dew, but he realized that his end had come. He would be dead within a week. Resting against a tree, he closed his eyes and waited. At night, the wolves came, a pack of a dozen at least, with fiery eyes and gleaming teeth. Circling around him, they drew closer, ready to kill. Goofuth tried to light a torch, but he could not even move his arms. Again, he closed his eyes. Again, he waited. Then, a deep growl. Then, frightened yelps. Goofuth opened his eyes to see a giant direwolf emerge from the forest, glaring at the pack. The leader of the pack darted forth, aiming for the giant's throat. But with a move as fast as lightning and as smooth as spring thunder, the direwolf caught him in the air, snapping his neck, tossing him aside. The pack fled in terror. Goofuth's last dim thought was one of cynical gladness. At least he would die at the fangs of such a majestic creature, not from orc poison or the fangs of a hungry wolf pack. He passed out again. To his surprise, he woke up once more. A rough tongue was licking at his fevered face. Looking up, he saw the giant creature looking upon him expectantly. The wound had stopped throbbing, and with a glance to his side, Goofuth saw that direwolf had pushed some chewed-up herbs at the gash. With each day, he started to grow stronger. Starvation would have gotten the better of him, but the wolf kept returning, bringing rabbits and birds and more herbs. After a week, Goofuth was able to stand up again. Gathering his belongings, he looked about for the wolf. Just for a moment, he saw him standing in the forest, and just for a moment, Goofuth thought he saw a toothy grin on his face. Then, the wolf disappeared into the woods, as sudden as he had appeared, like a flash. But paths that cross will cross again.